Top X Hebrews. Purity and becoming one. How do we become pure? There's only one way for us to become pure. We must turn to Yah and Yah only. That's the only way. Yah is the one who the world calls God. God is not a name, it's a title. Just like the Most High is not a name, that's one of Yah's many titles. The Mighty One of Jacob. The Mighty One of Jacob is not a name. The Mighty One of Jacob is a title. Catch my drift, beloved ones. We got the broski in the house. Jay Meadows, what it do, fam? Jay Meadows says, we appreciate all your work, Brody. 100. My Hebrews worldwide. Shout out to you, brother Jay Meadows. Much love to you, broski. I appreciate you, brother. And I appreciate all of the scattered ones, all of the hidden ones, the chosen ones. We scattered into all nations. And we always got to wait a couple of minutes when we come on here, right? When we going live. Because YouTube does not like to send out notifications. So we always have to wait a couple of minutes just to see if YouTube is going to actually show that we're live. Because they got all kind of ways that they hide the live streams and hide the uploads, you know? So we always got to wait a couple of minutes before we get started. Can you dig it? But while we are waiting for it to get started, to help the video get into the algorithm, please hit that like button. You can tap the subscribe button, you know, but only if you can handle the truth. Because this channel, we don't scale things back to make people feel comfortable. And that makes many people uncomfortable. For instance, don't be surprised if this video really doesn't get pushed by YouTube. YouTube really doesn't want anybody talking about this kind of stuff. Actually, nobody wants anybody talking about this stuff. 3 people watching, 1 person hit the like button. But look, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. And generally speaking, when I make videos, whether it's an upload or a live stream, I generally try to stay away. Generally, most of the time, the majority of the time, I try to stay away from making videos that are talking directly about women. Okay, for numerous reasons, for obvious reasons, and some so-called not so obvious reasons. One of the reasons, it just is what it is. In this day and this time, many people, a lot of people see it, but most want to ignore it. Believe it or not, women actually rule over men. And that's not something that has just started. Something that's been going on for a very long time. For the most part, women rule over men, whether that's directly or indirectly. And a lot of the times, it's been directly. The majority of you men out there, most of you were raised by a single mother. Most of you. So there you go, right there. For starters, the majority of you out there are being ruled over by a woman. And then let's take your mom out of the equation. Let's say now you're a grown man. Now the majority of you are being ruled over by your so-called girlfriend, okay, whatever that is, or your wife. Many men out there, and this is whether they're in the biblical arena or not. You got Christians who go to church every day, and I guarantee you, 90% of those Christian men, their wives are ruling over them with an iron fist. Even many of you Hebrew Israelites out there. That's whether you're Messianic, whether you're Old Testament only. And here's the thing: why do I usually not talk about messages that are speaking directly to women? Because here's the thing: power does not like to relinquish itself. Okay. Anybody who's paying attention today and you're being honest, you see feminism has taken over the world. Okay, it is what it is. I'm not here to debate anybody about that or not. Feminism has destroyed the world. Okay, it has deceived women of all races and nationalities, and it has destroyed households. It's destroyed societies. Okay, it destroyed Adam. Okay, now like I said, one of the reasons why I don't talk about women directly is because number one, they rule over you. Number two, they really pretty much get whatever they want. If they don't want something being talked about, I guarantee you it won't be talked about more than 2 seconds. And just think about what I'm saying here. And of course, because see the name of this channel is called Mr. Real Talk. So every now and again, sometimes we got to come out and we got to talk about things that we would actually rather not talk about. Okay? You think I want to come on here and talk about things that are going on with the women of our nation? You think I want to do this? You think that I don't have other things that I'd rather be doing right now? And another reason, whenever women are getting carried away, and a lot of times women get carried away, you're not allowed to mention it. Or they paint you out to be some kind of villain. Oh, he hates women. He's bashing women. He look at him. He's manhandling me. Damsel in distress. And they'll paint you out to be a villain. For how dare you speak on anything that a woman is doing, brother? Brother, you must don't like women, brother. Brother, this is you're chauvinistic, brother. Let me tell you something, beloved ones. None of that crap works over here. Okay? We trying to do what's right. We need all of us, including myself, men and women, to get right, to get in the biblical prescribed order. And unfortunately for a lot of people out there, y'all wants the men to be in charge of the household, of the nation. The man is ultimately held responsible. And for the most part, I know nobody wants to hear this. This is why we got one person in here right now. You think people want to hear this? When you go to church, church is doing nothing but in there bowing down to women and worshiping them and leading them astray. That's why the church house is filled with lonely single women. Because the pastors are whores and liars, fleecing the flock, bowing down to women, worshiping them, telling them whatever they want to hear, because they know that the women are paying them and giving them money. And some of the pastors are even sleeping with multiple women in there. So of course they're going to worship the women and tell them what they want. That's why women go to church, because the pastor's going to cater to them and worship them. The pastor ain't never going to read no scriptures to the women like I'm going to read today, because the pastor cares about keeping the women there so he can keep the women single. He can keep all the women to himself, and he can get their money. And it ain't a man among them to restore any order or righteousness. And like I said, I very rarely make videos directed to the women for several obvious reasons. Number one, you ain't gonna tell a woman nothing today because she rules over you. Most of you men out there and women have been raised by single mothers. Okay? You ain't never been around a real man. You've been around feminine energy your whole life. Okay? Just like if you was only around masculine energy your whole life, you would be unstable. Most of you out there, you only been around feminine energy your whole life. So that means most of you are unstable. Most of you. Okay? You're supposed to have both. But of course, nobody wants to hear this. And especially, like I said, you ain't telling a woman nothing today. Because as soon as you bring out scriptures to the woman, letting them know that they're wrong and that they have an order, just like men have an order. Women have an order. And when you let them know that, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna turn on the waterworks sometimes. They'll cry on demand, get you to ease up, even when they know that they did wrong. They'll pull that card in a minute. Okay. This channel is called Mr. Real Talk. We not letting anybody off the hook, men, women, regardless. If you if you are saying something that's just so ridiculous, you gotta stand on it, right? This goes for me too. If I come to anybody's channel, whether that's a live stream, or upload, or short, and I comment on your channel, I have to be willing to stand on that, or I have to retract. I can't play hopscotch, this, that, and the third. Not if I come on your channel. I'm gonna be held accountable for the things that I say in the comment section on your channel. The past couple of days, Hebrew Israelites are enraged because I've been letting them know not one of them has ever kept the Sabbath. Not one of them. And lots of them are in their feelings, the men and the women in their feelings, firing off in the comment sections. Okay? But also, side note to self. Yesterday, we had a 3-hour live stream yesterday about the Levitical priesthood and the Sabbath connection and why the children of Israel despise the Levitical priests. We did a 3-hour live stream yesterday on what many of you would call the Sabbath. But y'all know what? Not one of you so-called Sabbath keepers came in that live stream yesterday. You know why? Because although you people claim that you're keeping Sabbath, you know you're not. We was bringing out so many scriptures the last couple of days, and we gave it a 3-hour live stream yesterday. Not one of you so-called Sabbath keepers came in that live stream because you knew you didn't have any scripture to stand on. We brought out too many scriptures. But you know how it is. Israelites have to be right. They got to be right. We don't take that stance over here on this channel. That's why it's only one person in here watching right now. Nobody wants to talk about deeper things like this right here. Okay? All week long, I've been having men and women in my comment section. And the last couple of days, had a lot of women come in my comment section lying. Okay? Every woman that came in my comment section claiming that they know when the Sabbath is, you a liar. Okay? And every single day for the last couple of days, y'all been doing it. There's been a woman every single day so far for the last couple of days. Women coming in my comment section claiming that they know when the Sabbath is. Every one of you is a liar. Every one of you is filled with foolish Negro pride. Okay? And I know every one of you so-called Sabbath keepers, y'all saw us yesterday, had that 3-hour live stream. Not one of you brought your lying behind in that live stream. Because you know, when the rubber meets the road, see, it's all good to get emotional, talk crazy, say crazy things. But when the rubber meets the road and it's time to actually present your cause, you're nowhere to be found. It was a 3-hour live stream. And people act like they didn't see it. Of course they saw it. But that's how Negroes do. When they see something that they just don't like, they just say, I'm not reading that. You got to understand, we're talking about Negroes here. Negroes want what they want. And what they don't want is the Levitical priests. They don't want the Levitical priests and they don't want the order. J.R. Meadow says, not one, bro. Uh-huh. And look, this live stream right here is going to be one of the lowest views. Hardly nobody's going to watch this. You know why? We got a lot of stiff-necked Negro women in the Israelite world. I'm talking their necks are stiffer than a pack of cinder blocks. Very stiff-necked Negro women. Just like Eve. This ain't nothing new. And like I said, you're going to be hard-pressed to find me making a video where I'm talking directly to the women, because women, for the most part, they're unable to receive correction for the most part. And look, why would they receive correction? Nigga, they rule over you. Most of you were raised by single mothers. You've been around feminine energy your whole life. That's what you submit to. That's all you know. And that's why you're unbalanced, the men and the women. The same way you would be if you was only raised around your father for generations. You would be unbalanced, because life, you need both. You need the sun and the moon. You can't just have one. But you know what? Try telling that to a feminist. And it's sad to see, even in the spiritual world, the biblical world, feminism has reared its ugly head. But it started in the Garden of Eden with Eve. This ain't nothing new. Eve did not want her position. Eve wanted to usurp Adam. This is the same thing that's going on. It's something that a lot of you don't know. I know you don't know, and you're not going to like it. And it's not my words. Today, we're going to be reading out of the Yahweh Bible. Okay? And according to the Yahweh Bible, I know many of you are not going to like it. You're going to say, this is chauvinist. Reality is reality. See, we not no New Testament people who tell our women to shut up. Hell no. That's that New Testament garbage. We do not believe in silencing our women. We do not believe in telling our women to be quiet and you can't say nothing. Hell no. But one thing we do believe in over here, we hold everybody accountable, even the women. And that's something that just makes people uncomfortable, because nobody holds women accountable. Because women don't allow nobody to hold them accountable. And look, how can I blame them? They got the power. They've been ruling over you ever since Adam submitted to his wife. Look at the state of the world right now. That's what happened when you choose to listen to your woman instead of listening to Yah. And that's why it's nobody in here on this live stream right now. According to YouTube, there's 0 people in here. Don't nobody want to hear this. But you're still going to bear the marks and the scars from disobeying Yah and choosing your woman over her. Choosing your woman over him. Choosing any woman over him. Most of you men out there, you are what we would call do boys. You simps. And look, ain't nothing changed. Just like Adam. Adam knew better. But you know what? He chose to listen to his wife. And when he did that, Yah bent him over. He bent the whole world over. You know why? That's what happens when you choose your flesh. Because that's what it was about. Something in his flesh told him, I can't lose Eve. Just like a lot of y'all out there, you scared to put your foot down when it comes to your wife. When it comes to your woman, you afraid. Because you know your woman rules over you. Mm-hmm. It's the reason why nobody's in here right now. And you can frame this however you want. Means nothing to me. We deal with reality over here. We hold people accountable. If I come to anybody's channel in their live stream, their shorts comment section, or their long form content section, and I comment on somebody else's video, I got to be willing to stand on that, or I got to retract my statement. I've had multiple women try to tell me that they know when Sabbath is. And here's the thing, I've had multiple men try to tell me they know when Sabbath is. And every time they talk that crazy nonsense, I check them real good. And this is not about disrespecting people, but you ain't gonna come over here spreading your prideful lies. Any person come on this channel claiming they know the Sabbath, I'ma check you real good. I do that to the men because we hold men accountable. And so guess what? When you women come on this channel, whether you come on a live stream, a short comment section, or a long form video comment section, and you start commenting, I'm gonna hold you accountable, and you're gonna have to stand on that. As some of you women know, all week long I've been having women who are rebellious, just like the men. You're rebellious, talking to the daughters of Zion. Lots of you stiff neck. Your neck is harder than a bag of bricks. Stiff neck, rebellious women. Ain't nothing changed. Just like Eve. Haven't changed a bit. That same spirit that wants to usurp the men. And you a bunch of liars. Every one of you claim you know when the Sabbath is. Where were you so-called Sabbath keepers yesterday on so-called Sabbath? When we did a 3-hour live stream. Not one of you showed up. You know why? Because you ain't got no scripture to stand on. You got your feelings and your emotions, none of which mean anything. Once again, all of you are unclean people, just like myself. I'm an unclean man. You are unclean women and men. But right now, we talking about the women, okay? Just like Eve. Eve didn't want to hear what Adam told her. Eve wanted to do her own thing. She wanted to usurp her husband. And he allowed it to happen. He gave his power to a woman. Y'all put Adam in charge, and he said, nope, I'm going to listen to my wife. And then when things go wrong, I'm going to blame my wife. You see that? Adam was not willing to take accountability. And message to all the men out there. You are in charge. And when you don't do your job, Yah is going to bend you over his knee and he's going to spank you. And it's going to hurt. And when you're getting spanked, your woman is going to be ruling over you. That's part of your spanking. You know that, right? There is a biblical order of which nobody cares about. Just like the men of Israel don't give a hoot about the Levitical priests. They all want us to listen to them. The women ain't no different. I got so many women coming in my comment section telling me when the Sabbath is. And you know what all of those women are doing? They're ignoring the 5,001 scriptures that we bring out because they don't care. They just like the men. They want to gather people to themselves for whatever their reasons are. I don't care what their reasons are. It's not my problem. They're trying to gather people to themselves. They're just as bad as the men. You keep on listening to your woman. You see what happened to Adam, don't you? Don't you see the state of the world right now? The state of the world is like that because Adam was weak. Just like you, just like me. Women rule over you. Children are your oppressors and women rule over you. This is a hard pill to swallow for many. As a man out there, a woman should never be ruling over you. A woman is supposed to rule over you when you're a man, when you're a child, when you're a boy, a young lad. There's no way once you become a man, even your mother's not supposed to be ruling over you no more. But of course, nobody wants to hear this kind of talk, and they're going to call me all kind of names and say these things. You know why? Because just like the men, the women are out of line. Anybody who wants to sidestep the Levitical priest, that's the person who is out of line. And we got lots of women in the nation of Israel who are out of line. I talked with several of them in the last couple of days, and several of them have been lying in the last couple of days, claiming they know when the Sabbath is. And you know what? A lot of them will tell you you don't need no Levitical priest. Just listen to me. They'll tell you you don't need a Levitical priest, and then just they'll tell you look at Judges chapter 2. No, just go to Ezekiel chapter 14. No, brother, just look at Genesis chapter 17. You don't need no Levitical priest. Just like the men, the women are talking crazy, and just like the men, the women are rebellious. And just like we hold the men accountable on this channel, we're going to hold women accountable. When you say things that are crazy and ridiculous, and anybody out there claiming that they know when the Sabbath is, you're ridiculous. Any one of you, I don't care what kind of mathematical equations you got, talk to 10 different one of you, 10 different one of you say Sabbath is in 10 different days, 10 different times, and you'll say 10 different things to do to keep them. Not one of you are being honest. Every one of you is filled with pride, and you all sound ridiculous. Every one of you. And just like the men want to do away with the Levitical priesthood, I wonder why you want to do away with the Levitical priesthood. And I wonder why none of you stiff-necked Negroes came in the live stream yesterday. It was going for 3 whole hours. Why didn't nobody come over there? Why didn't none of you so-called Sabbath keepers come over there? Because you know you was going to get eaten for breakfast with the scriptures, but you don't care about what the scriptures say. So of course you ain't going to come in the live stream, because you ain't going to have nothing to stand on. And you're just like the men, you want to gather people to yourself. So you lie, and you say you know when Sabbath is. Some of you are, if you only knew how ridiculous you sound. You're exiled, no Levitical priest. You're an unclean person in an unclean land, being held by the throat by the Egyptians, modern day Egyptians, but yet you know when Sabbath is. In a land where you can't get no rest, but yet you know when Sabbath is. At a time after Yah has completely destroyed his tabernacle, but yet you know when Sabbath is. And the latest woman, you see, you came in the comment section, so we got to hold you accountable. Tessa Yah. May Yah bless her soul and have mercy on her. Tessa Yah is going off. Extremely going off. You know what Tessa Yah did? And I know that Tessa Yah know that we was live for 3 hours yesterday. But of course, what's she going to do? Come in the live stream and talk crazy? All of you out there are prideful and you're liars. Tessa Yah came in the joint earlier today. Watch this. She's doing the same thing that the men are doing. Prideful, and she's lying. Okay? None of you know when the Sabbath is. Y'all destroyed the priesthood, destroyed his tabernacle. Y'all know what Tessa Yah had the nerve to say? She came in under one of my shorts. You know what? I'm not going to paraphrase. I'm going to take you straight to it. Because, see, you got to see the spirit of the women of Israel. They just like the men. Stiff-necked Negroes. Prideful, arrogant, self-righteous. And most important, they're liars. Okay? I have a short that I did called, "Are You a Levitical Priest? Can You Help Us, Please?" Y'all know what Tessa Yah had the nerve to come in here and say, "I'm from the tribe of Levi. It's Saturday." Before I go on, I'm going to give y'all 60 seconds to marinate on what I just said. One more time. I made a short called, "Are You a Levitical Priest? Can You Help Us, Please?" That was my short, right? And Tessa Yah's response, "I'm from the tribe of Levi. It's Saturday." Now I'm going to give y'all 60 seconds to digest what Tessa Yah is implying and suggesting. If you don't know, I'm gonna shut my mouth for 60 seconds and see if any men and women out there can digest what Tessa y'all just said. I'm gonna be quiet. Can you digest what Tessa y'all is saying to you? Huh? I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can. Can you digest what she's trying to imply to you? If you can, and you in here in the live stream right now, I want you to put a fire emoji in here if you're not afraid to let your presence be known. Do you know what Tessa Yah is implying? Brother. We got the Yahweh Bible right here, right? We're going to turn to the book of Genesis, okay? But first, before we do that, right, I want y'all to see. I want y'all to see how insane the nation of Israel is. Listen to this short. Everybody, me and a lot of my brothers and sisters have a great controversy, and we need the Levitical priest to settle a matter for us because that's what the law says. Is anybody out there know where the Levitical priest is? Or maybe you're a Levitical priest. Can you help me and my brothers and sisters figure out when is the Sabbath and if we can keep it? Because only the Levitical priest can handle a matter of this magnitude. Any Levitical priest in the house? Hey, everybody. Did y'all hear that? I asked for the Levitical priest. And look, and here's why we talking about Tessa Yah right now, because do you see what she tried to do? She says, I'm from the tribe of Levi. It's Saturday. I asked for the Levitical priest. So look, here Tessa Yah is. Tessa Yah just lied to you. She lied to you and she lied to me. When you come on this channel and you comment in the comment sections, we hold you accountable. We hold men accountable. We hold women accountable. Same way if I came to somebody else's channel and I make a comment in the comment section, I will be held accountable. We holding Tessa Yah accountable today. She's the latest woman to lie, to come on my channel and lie. I asked for the Levitical priest. Have we not been reading for the last couple of days where Yah destroyed the Levitical priesthood, violently took away his tabernacle, and ain't the Levitical priesthood the sons of Aaron? If I'm not mistaken, the sons of Aaron, the sons of Zadok. So the Levitical priesthood is women now. Do y'all see this? Outright lying to you, lying to me. This is what we call arrogance and pride. So now the Levitical priesthood is not destroyed. The Levitical priesthood is right here. And the Levitical priesthood also is women now. Okay, very interesting, Tessa Yah. And Tessa Yah says it's Saturday, so that's that. Y'all see that? That's that. Listen to me. So now the Levitical priesthood is just one person, and it's a woman, and it's Tessa Yah. And Tessa Yah says Sabbath is Saturday. You know what that's supposed to mean, right? Tessa Yah is telling us without telling us, listen to her. Tessa Yah wants us to listen to her. Now I'm going to ask y'all in the nation of Israel, should we listen to Tessa Yah or should we listen to the prophets in the Old Testament? Should we listen to the Torah and the Tanakh or should we listen to Tessa Yah? Tessa Yah said she's from the tribe of Levi. So I guess she wants us to believe that. Why? Because she said so. Let me guess. Yah told her. Okay, that's good enough for me. Tessa Yah says it. Hey, I'm sold. Listen to what my response was to Tessa Yah. Laugh out loud. We are not listening to you. You can't prove you're from Levi. Yah doesn't do his work in a corner where no one can see. The priesthood got destroyed, period. You need to check your pride. Are you a son of Zadok? I don't think you are, laugh out loud. You have zero authority. Stop it. When have you ever seen a lone priest acting without the Levitical priesthood? You need to stop with your pride. That's what I responded to Tessa Yah. That was 5 hours ago. I've yet to hear anything from her. Okay? And I'm not looking to hear anything from her. She's lying to you. And she's lying to me. The Levitical priesthood got destroyed. Or that's what the prophet said. But hey, Tessa Yah knows more than the prophets. She says, I'm from the tribe of Levi. So you see how she's trying to place herself in the Levitical priesthood? Just like Eve. She's out of line. And she's lying to you. And she's lying to me. So the Levitical priesthood is woman now. Do you see what Tessa Yah is doing? And yeah, we holding you accountable because you're coming over here and you lying. You can't come on my comment section and lead people astray. Why are you lying, Tessa Yah? Why are you lying? You know you're not a Levitical priest. The Levitical priests are men, but the stiff-necked Negroes, not all of you, the majority of you out there, the majority of the Israelites, your neck is 10 times harder than a bag of bricks. Stiff-necked Hebrews, it doesn't matter what Yah does to any of us. Most of us just don't want to listen. Tessa Yah actually wants us to believe she's a part of the Levitical priesthood. Why else would she tell us that she's from the tribe of Levi and that the Sabbath is Saturday? She got zero authority. Tessa Yah doesn't care about the Levitical priesthood, just like most of y'all out there. But you notice she didn't step foot in that live stream yesterday. You think she didn't see us over here? All of the so-called Sabbath keepers were nowhere to be found during that 3-hour live stream yesterday because they all are liars. They're prideful Negroes, stiff-necked, back of their necks, harder than a cinder block brick on steroids, filled with pride, and they want to rule over men. And so it ain't no correcting women. Y'all's gonna have to correct the women in his own time and way. But that's why I very rarely will make a video speaking directly to women, because you ain't telling these women nothing. They're too prideful. And even the men are too prideful. And the women are following suit, talking loud, saying stupid things. I asked for a Levitical priest, and Tessa Yah came on here and insinuated. And you know what she'll do? I don't know what she'll do because she's unstable. And I'm not gonna ignore this. You come in my comment section talking stupid, saying crazy things, I'm gonna hold you accountable. The same way you would if I came to your comment section talking crazy. I see a lot of people out there making erroneous teachings out there. I don't say anything. I don't come to your live stream. I don't come in your comment section. But when you come to my comment section, talking loud, saying stupid things, this goes for the men and the women. You stiff-necked Negroes, I'm holding you accountable, especially when you a bold-faced lie. Tessa Yah is a liar, okay? And I'm calling you out because you brought that in my comment section. So here it is. You a liar. Stop lying. Tessa Yah is not a Levite priest. The priesthood got destroyed. Any person that says they know for sure what tribe they from and they trying to get you to listen to them, that's a false prophet. Okay? Feminism has made its ugly way into the biblical realm. Look at it. We got Son of Yah in here. What's good, Son of Yah? Tom X Broski. Good to see the broski. My brother from another mother, Son of Yah. Shout out to you, bro. Tom X to you. Hope you're having a great day. Hope J.I. Meadows is having a great day, and I hope you all are having a great day. I hope the brothers and sisters worldwide are having a great day. And all my sisters out there listening to me, this is not an attack on all the sisters. No, but we are attacking the lies and the BS. Most of you Negroes out there, your neck is just too damn hard. Okay? It's too damn hard. Way harder than a cinder block. way harder than a brick. But this ain't nothing new. Most of you women out there are completely out of line and out of control. But the men are completely out of line and out of control. So of course you're going to be out of control. The person who supposed to be in authority in righteousness and running the family surrendered their power and authority, which was Adam. Adam, hey, Adam had a simp moment. He simped out and he gave in and he listened to his woman, just like most of you men out there doing, instead of listening to y'all. Adam wanted to appease Eve. Just like most of you men, you want to appease your mother. You want to appease your sister. Most of you, you damn sure want to appease your so-called girlfriend, whatever the hell that is, and your wife. The majority of married men bend over backwards to appease their wife because they worship their wife and she rules over them. That's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. On this channel, we talk about all topics, including reality. And when women are out of line, I'm not gonna lie, the majority of the time I don't say nothing because you ain't telling women nothing today. I've already accepted that. I know how women respond whenever you try to bring something to their attention. That's why most of the time I don't even bother. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a woman who's gonna be able to take scriptural instruction without getting in her feelings and letting her feelings run her off a cliff. Okay? You're gonna be hard pressed to find a woman who can do that. Son of Yah says, am blessed by the Most High, rest, and his name is Yah. That's right, Yah, the mighty one of Jacob. And all praises go to him and him alone. And I know most of you sisters out there, you're not going to be able to hear this. But to the ones that can, all praises to the Most High Yah for you. Because you are a part of a very small chosen few. Just like most of the men, it's a wrap for most of the men. Everybody knows that. People have no problem accepting that. But you know what most of you do have a problem with? Knowing and understanding and hearing, it's a wrap for these women out here. Not all of them, but the majority of them, it's a wrap for them. And see, nobody bats an eye when we say it's a wrap for the majority of you men, because men understand most of the men out here, they're going to perish. Okay? But when it comes to the women, nobody wants to hear it. I'm telling you, most of you women out there, you are cooked. You're done. Because of your foolish, filthy Negro pride and your self-righteousness and your arrogancy and your bold-faced liars. Just like your male counterparts, you're liars. And because of that, your stiff necks is going to be dealt with in due time. I ain't never seen so many lying Israelites come in my comment section talking about we don't need the priests. Now we got Tessa Yah is pushing the lie even forward, talking about I'm from the tribe of Levi. The Sabbath is Saturday. I asked for the Levitical priest. Tessa Yah, you're not a Levitical priest. And one possible way that she could try to worm out of this, I never said I was a Levitical priest. I said I'm from the tribe of Levi. First of all, ain't no way for you to prove that to me. If you know that for yourself, I'm happy for you. But I got no reason to believe that. I'm definitely not taking your word. You actually believe that the Sabbath is Saturday. What I look like listening to you. And then you definitely are implying that we should listen to you. Why else would you tell us you from the tribe of Levi? We don't care what tribe you from. I don't care what tribe I'm from. I don't care what tribe nobody from. But I do care when you come in my comment section spreading your lies. And for you to say that the Sabbath is Saturday, you a liar. You ain't got no proof. Stop lying. Now look, if you want to make your little videos and your little whatever you doing and tell your lies, go right ahead. But when you bring your lies to my comment section, you're going to have to stand on it, or you're going to have to retract your statement, or you're going to go out and make your little videos, whatever you want to do. Means nothing to me. When you bring those lies to me, I'm going to deal with it. Same way if I came on your channel going against what you're saying, you're going to hold me accountable. So I got to hold you accountable for coming in the comment section and being a liar. And then you insinuating like you got some kind of authority. Tessa Yah, you have zero authority. You don't know what in the world you're talking about. You tripping. You're out to lunch. You're exhibiting foolish Negro pride, just like many of the women of Israel. You know what? You got that Eve spirit on you right now. You need to repent, Tessa, y'all. I asked for the Levitical priest. The priesthood got disbanded and destroyed. Y'all violently took away his priesthood. And here comes Tessa Yah talking about she's from the tribe of Levi and the Sabbath is on Saturday. You see what she's doing? She's insinuating that we need to listen to her. Stop lying. Okay? Stop lying. Son of Yah says, no, King David says Tav X. Tav X to you, King David. He says, on the road, good timing, going to Grand Canyon, True Land, first stop, then ETC. Hopefully, I run into something. If I do, I will email. Only done with the files. Peace over everything. Y'all only undefeated. That's right. That's right. Enjoy your time out there. And you know what? A lot of people saying that Grand Canyon is connected to ancient Egypt, and a lot of people are saying that there's a shortcut somewhere in the Grand Canyon. This is what people are saying. People are saying somewhere there's a shortcut in the Grand Canyon that if you go into the Grand Canyon, you end up in Egypt. That's what they're saying. And some people saying that that is Egypt. It's the reason why they got so many ancient Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. And it's the reason why with every passing year, more and more parts of the Grand Canyon are being closed off. They're not letting you go down to certain parts. Son of Yah says, many are called, but only a few are chosen. Correct, Son of Yah. You ain't lying. Son of Yah says, you have to go to Egypt and Sudan. I promise you will never say this cursed land is the holy land. Hey, I don't know about all that, bro, because there's plenty of evidence to say that this land right here is the ancient world. Plenty of land, bro. Plenty of stories and plenty of documentation. Things that they've hidden in this land that suggest that ancient Egypt is right here in America. And there's really no way to prove it. People on both sides saying two different things. There's no way to prove it. But there's a lot of evidence that points to right here in America. And there's a lot of ancient Egyptian artifacts being discovered right in Grand Canyon. You know? And not just the Grand Canyon, all over America. One thing we know, nothing is just as black and white as these devils made it out to be. And one thing we do know, the Levitical priesthood got destroyed. Yah violently ripped away his tabernacle. Tessa Yah, why are you lying in the comment section? What makes you want to come in this comment section and lie and try to persuade anybody over here to listen to you? I asked for the Levitical priest. Tessa Yah, you know that the Levitical priesthood got destroyed by Yah. You know that Yah destroyed his tabernacle. He violently took away his tabernacle. But yet Tessa Yah comes in here and says she's from the tribe of Levi and that the Sabbath is on Saturday. You know what she's doing? She's telling us that we need to listen to her because she's a Levitical priest. Now, she didn't directly say that. She said, I'm from the tribe of Levi. The Sabbath is Saturday. She's insinuating that she has some kind of Levitical authority. Basically, she lied. There is no Levitical priesthood at the moment, but she's insinuating her Levitical authority. I know y'all see it. She's lying. She ain't the only one, though, but she's the latest one. A handful of women came in here lying. Tessa Yah's the latest one to do it, so I'm calling her out. I called all the rest of the women out. Okay? They had the audacity to come in my comment section spreading their lies. And so you're doing the same thing, so I'm calling you out. When you go over there on your channel, spreading your lies, I don't come over there in the comment section interrupting your lies. But you came in this comment section and you're trying to make people think that you have some kind of priestly authority, which you have zero, and then you lied and told people the Sabbath is Saturday. I never condemn people. I never go to anybody's channel and tell you, why are you telling people Sabbath is on Saturday. I never do that. But you come over here and you lie, you a liar. And when you lie in this comment section, you're going to be held accountable. Why are you lying, Tessa, y'all? You're not a Levitical priest. You don't know when the Sabbath is, but you want people to listen to you because of your foolish Negro pride. You're just the latest one. And I'm sure there'll be another foolish Negro out there filled with indignation of Yah's order, which is the Levitical priest, filled with indignation because Yah placed the men in charge, just like Eve. You want to usurp the men. Eve, the whole thing with Eve was out to usurp Adam. She didn't want to listen to what her husband told her. Nothing has changed. Women, for the most part, not all of them, but the majority of them, you ain't telling them nothing. They're the ones who are telling you something, just like Tessa, y'all trying to do me, trying to do you. Just like the rest of you handful of women out there talking crazy, trying to tell me what day Sabbath is, like you know something. Like you got some kind of Levitical authority. Tessa, y'all, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. The hell do you think you doing? Son of Yah says, I have an oceanfront property in Arizona for cheap. Oh man, I would love to come out West Coast. I'm coming out West Coast one day, son of Yah. I'm coming out that joint one day, bro, just to feel the breeze, you know? King David says, according to scripture, you have to go through many rituals once you're seen as a high priest. Then you give the mission before Yah with witness. Not one person done it yet. Why people lie? Man, clout is a drug, and that's all what people want. Clout. And y'all heard my phone go off just now? Y'all heard my phone just go off right now? That was sound confirmation that lets you know King David telling you the truth. Tessa, y'all, why are you lying? Give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta do something for like 1 to 2 minutes. Give me 1 second, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Hit the like button. Tessa, y'all, stop lying. I'll be right back, fam. Bear with me. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Where was I? Where were we? Where were we? Oh yeah. Negroes who want to overstep their boundaries and their order. And right now we talking about the women. Remember, our mother, our foremother Eve, Eve didn't want to listen to her husband. And I know a lot of you women out there, you detest the order of Yah. Okay? Now listen to this. Because women are going to, once again, sound confirmation, letting you know I'm telling you the truth. Women detest the order of Yah. Just like the men detest the order of Yah. Most of the Israelite men say we don't need the Levitical priest to show us when the Sabbath is. Even though we kept reading countless scriptures, Yah set this thing up. And don't give me no crap about the Sabbath was around before the law was given. Yeah, I know it was, but you wasn't around before the law was given. You came into existence after the law was given. So you know what that means? The law still applies to you. And when you got the law told you, look, you're not separating the Sabbath from the Levitical priest, period. Because who's to keep me in line if I go off? Who's to keep any one of us in line when they go off? Who's to keep Tessa Yah in line when she goes off and says she's from the tribe of Levi, the Sabbath is on Saturday? Who is around to make sure that Tessa Yah is telling the truth or not? Nobody. because Yah did away with the Levitical priesthood because they were up to no good as well. Yah got sick of the nation because we didn't listen. All of you self-righteous, lying Negroes, when we were in the land and you knew the Sabbath, you didn't do it. You didn't want to keep it. You wanted the Sabbath to be over so that you could gather people to yourself and start scamming people. That's what they were doing in the Old Testament. They was like, man, we hope Sabbath hurry up and be over. When will the new moon be over so that we can get back to scamming? Ain't nothing changed. When you were in the land, you had the Levitical priesthood. They were showing you what to do. You Negroes didn't want to do it. Now, all of a sudden, thousands of years later in exile, now you know so much and you know what to do. Get the hell out of here. A bunch of self-righteous, prideful, stiff-necked, back of your neck harder than a pack of bricks on a construction site, Negroes. Thinking you know something. Not one of you know what Sabbath is. Proud as all get out. And you're a rebel. Spiritual rebels. I can't tell you, I've had men and stiff-necked women, Negroes, come in my comment section telling me that we don't need the Levitical priest. What kind of person says we don't need the priest when the Torah and the Tanakh says we do? I'll tell you what kind of person says that. A rebel. That's who does that. And every day I'm getting surprised more and more and more. Some of the people that I never thought would be rebels like this are trying to sidestep the Levitical priests. It's ridiculous. I'm getting ready to read these comments from y'all, hit you with a couple of scripts, and I'm going to let y'all go. And I'm going to tell you, as a man out there, to the men, the responsibility of getting the nation back in line, it starts with every man first getting himself back in line. If you got a family, listen to me. All human beings are created equal. Every single human being is equal. The men are equal. The women are equal as in value as being a human being. When it comes to the role of leadership, no, we are not equal. And I know some people not going to like that. It's not my problem. You're going to deal with reality, or reality is going to deal with you. The order is the man is responsible and in charge of running the household. When the man of the house goes off, the whole ship is going to be wrecked. There is no other option, i.e., Garden of Eden. Adam was given a job to do. He simped out, bowed down to his wife, listened to her over Yah, and look at us now. Do I need to say more? Negro, do your job. And if your woman doesn't like it, turn her loose. And believe it or not, Adam should have been willing to turn Eve loose. He should have stood on business and told her, no, I'm not eating that. You know what? Matter of fact, get away from me. I don't want you around me no more. And he should have prayed to the Most High and said, hey, Yah, come get her. Give me another one. I don't want her. She's wicked. That's what he should have did. But instead, what did he do? He made himself subservient. When Yah put him in charge, he decided to sin. In case you didn't know, being a simp is a sin. Woman worshiper. And of course, women are not going to tell you this because they love to be worshipped, i.e., listened to. Your mother is supposed to tell you what to do when you're a boy. When you become a man, your mother is no longer supposed to be telling you what to do. Of course, she can give you loving, motherly advice, but having control and command over your life, you got to be kidding me. And shame on you if you let anybody have control and command over your life except Yahweh of hosts. That's your job as a man. You submit to Yahweh of hosts, and you bend over backwards to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what you do. When your woman won't listen to you, turn her loose. Because you know what? When things go awry, and they will, you can't protect somebody that doesn't listen to you. just like a bodyguard. If a bodyguard has a client that they're guarding, that person who they are bodyguarding and protecting must follow their instructions, or the bodyguard cannot protect them. He's not equipped to protect them. In order for somebody to be in your protection, they have to be in your direction. They got to listen to you. Show me somebody that got a bodyguard that don't listen, and I'll show you somebody who's gonna get themselves hurt. What the hell you got a bodyguard for and you don't listen? He's there to protect you. The man is there to instruct, to protect, and to nourish his woman. But when a woman is out of line and don't listen, how the hell can you protect her? You can't. These women are renegades out there, just like the men. But see, the men know that they're going to be held accountable. For some reason, women think that their whole entire life they're never going to be held accountable, because for the most part there's nobody around to hold women accountable. Because as soon as you give them 5 seconds of accountability, you know what they do? They lie. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They lie and say, oh, he's abusing me, he's attacking me. That's one of their methods that they use to escape correction. It's called deflection. See, we don't deal with that foolishness over here. You come in the comment section talking crazy, you're going to stand on that, or you're going to retract your statement, or you're going to go out and make some kind of crazy video telling more lies. I made a short asking for the Levitical priest. Tessa, y'all, why are you opening your mouth? Insinuating like you got Levitical authority when your authority is at level 0. I know why you're doing it, because you're rebellious and you want to sidestep the Levitical order, just like the men. Ain't no difference. Men, women, you're both stiff-necked Negroes. Your back of your neck is harder than a brick on a construction site. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Let me read these comments in here, then I'm gonna read y'all a couple of verses. And I'm sure I'll get more crazy comments from men and women saying how we don't need the Levitical priests. Somebody else probably will come in just like Tessa Yah and say, hey, I'm from the tribe of Levi. The Sabbath is on XYZ. Or I'm from the tribe of Levi. The Sabbath is on Lunar, brother. All of you are liars. But let me many. Okay, we read that. Joshua the Levite says, Tavex. Tavex to you, Joshua the Levite. Good to see you, bro. King David says, and him only. Talking about Yah. Yah undefeated. All praises to Yah and him only. You know? Gabam and Yah, brother, what's up? He says, shalom, my people. Shalom to you, brother, and shalom to you all. Son of Yah says the Sabbath is a privilege. Yes, it is, son of Yah. And contrary to popular belief out there, what some people may think, I would love to keep the Sabbath, but I don't know when it is. And I'm not going to lie and pretend I do. And I'm an unclean man in an unclean land. And there's no Levitical priesthood to direct me whether I'm doing stuff right or not. And I'm not prideful enough and arrogant enough and puffed up enough to pretend like I got any kind of authority or say so. I'll be quick to tell a brother or sister, I don't know. But many of our brothers and sisters, they want to lie and act like they got authority, act like they got knowledge that they don't have. Son of Yah says shalom. Joshua the Levite says that Gabam and Yah shalom. Brother Gabah says Joshua the Levite shalom and good day to you, my brother. Y'all was spitting facts earlier. Yeah, man, I caught some of that joint of y'all over there earlier this morning. Y'all was definitely spitting facts. Shout out to all the broskies, man. Joshua the Levite says at Gabam and Yah, we free GOZ. That's right. The bomber y'all says, I needed that laughing emoji. Good looking out, brothers. Brother Gabar says, I used to hear people say that she didn't know not to eat. That's bull crap. But when she talked to the serpent, she knew the commandment. Yes, she did. You, Brother Gabar and y'all, they always like to let women off the hook because for real, people know you are not going to give women any kind of spiritual correction because they don't have to take it from you. Why would they listen to a man when they rule over men? You ain't telling these women nothing. They got the spirit of Eve on them. And they're always going to play the babe in the woods routine. Oh, she didn't know. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Okay? And look, just like Tessa, y'all knows that she's not a Levitical priest. And shame on you if you think that you're a Levitical priest, Tessa, y'all. You doing your own thing. If you're actually that far gone to think that you're a Levitical priest, shame on you. But see, I don't know how far gone these people are now, because everybody is clearly out to lunch. So I don't know how far gone Tessa Yah is with the stuff that she's implying, because she ain't the only one. Lots of our women are going off just like Tessa Yah. They might not say nothing, but they with her. Okay? Believe that. King David says, women want to be so worshipped so bad. This wicked mixed Israelite said, Yah is a homosexual because he want man to worship him where the woman ain't got on her ass on IG, and dudes was agreeing because she was fine as fuck. Funny, she didn't say nothing to do them or reply what they wanted and reply to me standing on business. You see that? Negroes are out to lunch. That's why every day that passes, the crazier things the Israelites come in the comment section and say, I'm not surprised because they've gone mad. Gabam and Yah says, King David, that beauty of a woman turned a lot of niggas into cornballs. Yeah, dude. And this video is going to be one of the least watched videos around because you ain't telling women nothing today. And see, women know that, but they'll be quiet on a video like this. You're going to be hard pressed to find a woman who can take biblical instruction without letting her emotions run off a cliff and start talking crazy. Some of them can take it, but we talking about the majority. The majority, they can't take it. Joshua the Levi says, at Gabah and King David, Jake be simping. All facts. King David says, at Gabah and Yah, big facts. I was like, whoa, it's a very high price to pay for saying, yeah, she right. Shaking my head for the hope she slide in their DM to give them some. Yeah, a lot of you out there is simps. And I know some of y'all out there are simping for Tessa Yah. Anybody who's going to let somebody like Tessa Yah lie and not hold her accountable, Tessa Yah tried to insinuate that she's a Levitical priest. Of course, she wouldn't dare directly say something like that because we're going to chew her up if she do. But she insinuated that bullshit. And there are men out there secretly who are bound down to Tessa Yah. Believe that. And not just her. It's the spirit of Eve, the spirit of Jezebel is alive and well. It ain't went nowhere. Ain't nothing new under the sun. And you can listen to your woman if you want. Gonna get both of you be freaking K. King David says 100 at Joshua the Levite. Gabah says this year has been shedding light on so much so far. Even last year, when a brother said following the Most High isn't enough, it was confirmed for me. These brothers is next level idol worshipers. How the hell can you make a statement like following the Most High ain't enough? You see, brother Gabam and Yah, you right, bro. From day to day, it ain't no telling what they gonna say. And you know what? I would be lying. I'd be lying if I didn't say that some of this stuff is not a little off-putting and surprising. Because I thought some of these women who are talking crazy, I ain't gonna lie, I thought that they were solid women. I thought they were until they started talking crazy. Any person, man or woman or beast, that tells you we don't need the Levitical priest to settle the Sabbath issue. I got a gang of people in my message comment section saying we don't need the priest to settle that. You know what kind of person that is. You know what kind of person that is. Men and women. Very eye-opening. And I thought some of these people was Yah only, Torah only. But it's very eye-opening to see Torah only people, Old Testament only people saying we don't need the priests, even though it's all in the Torah and the Tanakh that we do. Something in these people's spirit makes them say to hell with that. Just listen to me. I'm from the tribe of Levi. I say it's on Saturday. Y'all see that? Do you see that rebellious, stiff-necked, harder than a pack of bricks spirit that's on the Hebrews? That's the spirit that was on Eve. Eve wanted to usurp Adam, and she did because she got Adam to bow down to her God and her teachings. And you see where we at, don't you? See, we're going to hold you accountable. Do you see where the whole entire human race is for Adam simping out? Adam simped out and he lost everything. Do you see this? Yeah, God dang, y'all. You see, these are the kind of spirits that we got around us, y'all. So now he wants to do away with Isaiah 8 and 20. And that's what we go by. The law and the testimony. Y'all see that? Do you see that? We got men and women who want to do away with the law and the testimony. The law and the testimony says we need the Levitical priest, right? Tessa Yah says she's from the tribe of Levi, and she says the Sabbath is on Saturday. So you know what Tessa Yah is telling you and me? To listen to her. Don't listen to Isaiah 8 and 20. The law and the testimony says go get the priest. Tessa Yah says she's from the tribe of Levi, and she says Sabbath is on Saturday. If you see the lies that she's telling, I want you to hit the like button. And I want you to share this video. Okay? Share this video. She's going off and she ain't by herself. She's leading other women astray right along with her. Feminism, right in the spiritual space. Old Testament only women are going off just like Eve. Eve was actually the first feminist, and her daughters are alive and kicking. The daughters of Eve are still at it. King David says facts. They worship the holidays more than Yah, worship themselves more than Yah. They want more followers than Yah, and so on. Like them camps, we above all things and got the full truth. That one saying they be saying Yah is exposing lots of people. Yep. And this is a test on us not to trade on Yah because his foul spirits still stay solid. Do y'all hear that? We're surrounded by foul spirits, y'all, liars, false prophets, men and women who want us to say, to hell with the law and the prophets, to hell with Isaiah 8 and 20. Listen to them. Tessa Yah is just like them until she repents. Tessa Yah says, I'm from the tribe of Levi, and I say Sabbath is on Saturday. So she's telling you and me, she's attempting to position herself as a Levitical priest and to tell us that we should listen to her. Shame on any nigga out there that buys that foolishness. You're going to be just like Adam. You're going to listen to the woman and you're going to get your dumb ass put to death listening to Tessa Yah. Because what other lies is she telling you? What other lies are all of these women and men telling you who don't want to listen to the Levitical priests, who don't want the law and the testimony? How many times in the last 5 days have we went over the law and the testimony and they both require the Levitical priesthood? But we got diabolical men, diabolical women saying to hell with the Levitical priesthood. You see, Tessa Yah's proving my point. Niggas don't give a damn about what's written in the scriptures. Listen to me, my way or the highway. And she even goes as far to position herself as a Levitical priest. Like Yah would allow one Levitical priest to stand alone. Where the rest of the priests at, Tessa Yah? And I thought that the Levitical priesthood, I thought you were supposed to be a man. Never mind that either. Never mind any of this stuff because you're a liar. And you ain't by yourself. It's a lot of you out there spread the same evil, vicious lie. Like I said, you can lie all you want on your channel, but when you come to my comment section, you're going to be held accountable. And so we holding you accountable. I see people talking crazy all the time. I don't go in your live. I don't go in your short. If I hear you telling somebody to drink blood, then I might, yeah. But other than that, I'm not going to nobody's comment section. But when you come over here and you lie, trying to lead people astray like you got Levitical authority, you're lying. And you don't know when Sabbath is. You ain't never kept Sabbath in your life. Not one of you. Every one of you are going off a spiritual cliff with your freaking lies, man. And like I said, you bring those lies in this comment section, I'm holding you accountable. And if you don't like it, stop coming over here and stop lying. Keep your lies on your channel and everything will be all good. I'll let you keep lying. But don't bring that garbage over here. Don't bring that feminist garbage over here. Don't bring that out of line, evil Eve mentality over here. keep it on the outskirts where it belongs, with the heathens and their abominable practices. Sick of this BS. Brother Gabar says, First John, TB was not in the truth. Now Moses fell out. Oh yeah, First John the Baptist was not in the truth. Now Moses fell out. Now brothers saying Gentile salvation is here. It's all types of doctrines. Yes, it is. All types. Nothing surprises me these days. Joshua the Levite says Gabam and Yah. Oh, but that's facts. Isaiah 8:20. Their interpretation is very questionable. Brother Gabar says Joshua, bro, respectfully to the prophets. But if someone don't speak to the law, it is no point even going to the testimony. King David says, be in the wilderness at Gabam and Yah. Yah doing lots of reading out why they said Enoch bad. Mr. Real spoke on it about this thing happening, world ending, and people can't see it until boom, Yah is coming. King David says, why is so many lies to throw people off, to get people in that trap? This era is done, for time is running mad low. Facts. Joshua the Levite says that Gabam and Yah, the law and the prophets' testimonies, Isaiah 8:20. And see, there's so many lies out there, y'all. And see, they brought so many lies out here, and this is another part of our punishment, y'all. This is another part of our punishment. All these lies. They have added things to the scriptures and they've removed things from the scriptures. They've told you certain books you can read and certain things you can't read. They put people to death for reading certain books. So it's been all kind of lies and confusion, including on topics concerning the Sabbath and all kinds of laws, writings, and teachings. So much confusion. This is what happens when we're getting whipped and spanked by Yah. See, if we would have actually kept the law when we had a chance to in the land, none of this stuff would be going on right now. We would not have to wonder about nothing because we would do what the law said and we would run to the Levitical priest. We would happily, gladly, and joyfully and gleefully run to the Levitical priest if we could, but we can't. And because of that, people are making up all kinds of garbage. You know what? At some point, I think we're going to have to do, you know what? I think we're going to do the book of Deuteronomy. We're going to walk through the whole book of Deuteronomy. Gabam and Yah says brothers are really about to, man, JC. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. And that's one of the ways they hold a spiritual knife to our people's throat, and they threaten us with their scripture. Well, that's not scripture, but it's a Bible verse that they like to threaten us with. Luke 19:27. And in all of those Messianic brothers' mind, they would love to put us all to death in front of JC. King David, I told my sister a couple of months ago, something very bad is going to happen one day, and it's going to be middle of the day at noon. Because the scripture keep on talking about something bad happening at noon. And King David, you right on point. King David says, just imagine in noon, y'all pop out, always giving hint on noon, and it is for the new contract. Exactly. Because we don't have a contract right now. That's why we don't have an image. We don't have an ephod. We don't have a teraphim. We don't have nothing. Okay, without an image, without a contract. It says we would go many days without these things. But you self-prideful Negroes keep lying. Joshua Levi says, Ekabah and Yah, idol worship at its finest. Yes, but our people don't care nothing about that. And you know what? Eve was doing idol worship. Eve went and got with the serpent, okay? That's idol worship. Eve knew the commandment. She didn't care. You know why? Because she made a deal with the serpent. People don't want to hold women accountable. People don't want to hold Eve accountable. People don't want to hold our modern day sisters accountable. And that's why they do whatever the hell they want. And nobody can't even speak on it because they rule over you. Bottom line, whether you like it or not. And that's not a good thing. When a woman is ruling over you, that means things have went horribly wrong. And we trying to get back on track, all right? I'm going to read you a couple of scriptures, then I'm getting ready to let you get up out of here so you can enjoy the rest of your day. But I want you to listen to the short that I posted again where Tessa Yah came in and she lied. Listen to this short. Me and a lot of my brothers and sisters have a great controversy, and we need the Levitical priest to settle a matter for us because that's what the law says. Is anybody out there know where the Levitical priest is? Or maybe you're a Levitical priest. Can you help me and my brothers and sisters figure out when is the Sabbath and if we can keep it? Because only the Levitical priest can handle a matter of this magnitude. Any Levitical priest in the house? Hey. So do you hear that, right? Y'all hear that, right? I asked, are there any Levitical priests in the house? Then look, people who are honest and not liars, they know there ain't no Levitical priesthood right now. But here's what Tessa Yah said. I'm from the tribe of Levi. Tessa Yah, who cares? You're not a Levitical priest. And ain't no way, only a fool would believe you because you said so. She says, I'm from the tribe of Levi. It's Saturday. Do you see this liar? If she was just telling this lie on her channel, I wouldn't have no problem with it. I wouldn't like it, but hey, that's her thing. That's her problem. But now she's spreading the lies on my channel, and we ain't going for that bullshit over here. You a liar. You ain't no Levitical priest. But I forgot. Y'all told you from Levi, so we should just believe you. And you said the Sabbath is on Saturday, and so we should just believe that. Hell no. You a liar. You're a prideful Negro. Just like the rest of these niggas out here. Ain't nothing changed. God, idol worship at its finest. King David says, there's so many people I know that don't keep Sabbath, serve Yah only to this day, got rewarded and living good, and got people see Yah only, which proves so-called Sabbath don't break you in captivity. Bring it out, King David. Bring it out. Gabar says, wish I had my other phone to post that. Children are their oppressors and women rule over them. Oh, we going to get that, brother. I'm getting ready to read it. Brother Gabar says, a woman shall compass a man. That's what they have done. And they've also, the enemies of Israel have helped our women compass us. It's part of the curses. Just like women, just like Eve made a deal with the serpent, our women made a deal with the oppressor. And in that deal, they get to rule over us. All right. And that's why a lot of our women think they got some clout, think they got some authority to tell you what to do. I had to check several women this week and put them in their place for being a liar. Got nothing to do with me being better than a woman, because men and women are equal as human beings. But when it comes to authority in the nation, authority in the household, ain't nothing equal about it. The man is the leader, period. And you don't like that, unsubscribe, because you're a rebel. And I don't want no rebels around me, because it's bad for nation morale and it's wicked. Okay? Eve made a deal with the enemy. She knew what she was doing. Eve wasn't some babe in the woods, and neither are these women today. They know what they're doing. They like what they're doing. They like the fact that what they say goes. Most men out there and women have been raised by single mothers. You've been around nothing but female energy your whole life, regardless of how ridiculous they've been behaving. And for the most part, women are not going to be held accountability. Even when you catch them with their hand in the cookie jar, they don't give a fuck. You ain't holding them accountable. That's why, for the most part, I don't even try, because I already know what time it is. I accepted this quite some time ago. You ain't correcting women on nothing. I just let y'all deal with them, because that's who's going to deal with them. You as a man ain't telling a modern day woman today, you ain't telling her nothing. She runs you. Most men out there are ran by their mother, their so-called girlfriend, or their wife. King David says it's about being loyal, serving as they claim on their time. Yeah, King David, on their time. So they say. A bunch of liars with no Levitical authority. A bunch of liars. Joshua the Levite says, Mr. Real Talk, I have a request. Can you read Isaiah 1 and 14 before you bounce? For shiggity, for shiggity, King David says, why man, wow, now giving too much power to the women, even wisdom which is feminine, obey masculine. Y'all's that balance, but full of sin. It's no balance and pure chaos. We need y'all bad. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But see, we got a lot of feminists amongst us. Eve was the first feminist, and many of our women are just like Eve. All right, lots of our women are just like Eve. You ain't telling them nothing. You ain't holding them accountable. I told you, I accepted this quite some time ago. That's why you're gonna very rarely see me make a video speaking directly to the women, because most women, not all, but most, they're not gonna be accountable. So why waste your time trying to get them to be? I'm not gonna waste my time because I see for the most part they refuse to do it. So I'm not going to try to force somebody to be accountable. If you're a grown woman, real women know a real woman is going to hold herself accountable. All right. It's nothing that a man can do because women rule over you. And that's just the way it is right now. And that's why Tessa y'all can come on here and lie the way that she did with a straight face. I've had to check several Hebrew Israelite women this week, and I checked them good for their lies, claiming that they know when Sabbath is. Every one of them is a bold-faced lie. If you want to lie on your channel, I won't say nothing. But if you lie in this comment section, I'ma say something. So if you don't want me to say nothing, don't lie in the comment section. And when you do, I'ma say something. Okay? And real women out there gonna know this ain't got nothing to do with hating women. I love the sisters out there. I love you so much that I'm gonna tell you the truth. A simp doesn't really love you. A simp wants to have sex with you, and he's going to put that first because he's a selfish rat bastard. I don't care about having sex with you, even if let's say I desperately want to have sex with you. I still don't give a damn about having sex with you because I'm your brother. Even if let's say you my wife, I'm your brother first. And I would have to love you first. That means I got to tell you the truth, even if that could mean, oh, you don't love me anymore. You don't want to be my woman no more. You don't want to be my wife no more. You want a divorce. Why? Because I told you the truth. I have to be willing to shoulder that. If I'm a real man that claims to love you, if you're going to be my wife, if you're going to be a woman under my protection, that means I'm willing to die for you. If I'm willing to lose my life to protect you, you're going to listen to me. And guess what? Listening to me is going to benefit you. Because if you listen to me, that means you're going to be under my full protection and tutelage. And you know what? If you're going to be under my full protection and tutelage, you're going to see the benefits of that. That's what real men do. Real men make the tough calls, even if your wife is going to hate you. So what? Do you love your wife? If the answer is yes, tell her the truth, lead her in truth, and your job is to protect her and the children. Even if your children might hate you, you know what? You're not there to be loved and liked. You're there to be the protector and the provider of your household and your nation. So what if they hate your guts? Same thing with Adam. So what if Eve would have hated his guts? Who the hell cares? That's her problem. Yah told him, don't bite. And he said, to hell with what Yah said. I'm listening to my woman. And look at the world today. He simped out. I'm calling real men back. Take your house back. Take your nation back in righteousness. This ain't got nothing to do with being chauvinistic. Got something to do with being a real man. If you love your woman, you're going to tell her the truth. And if she can't stomach it, so what? At least you told her. At least, don't you want to protect her? You can't protect somebody if you're lying to them. Lying to somebody is not love. Okay? And believe it or not, Tessa Yah, I don't know how you feel about me right now because I'm telling you the truth. I love you, Tessa Yah. That's why I'm telling you the truth. I'm not some simp. I'm not out here uh, in love with you, Tessa. Y'all, I'm not trying to have sex with you, right? I'm telling you the truth. I'm your brother, and you've been misled, and I love you, and I hope that you do repent for trying to insinuate like you got some Levitical authority. All of us can repent, and all of us better repent, including myself. Every single day we better repent. Melissa Israel, what up? Melissa Israel says, I'm a woman, and this world is out of order. The man should be the head of the house, period. But righteously in Torah and Yah only. Facts. Facts. Because a lot of these men are bugged out as well. You're going to have to get you a Yah only man. None of this messianic crap. None of this blood drinking, body eating BS. Get you a real man. Not an LGBT kind of nigga. Get a real man. A Yah only man in righteousness. One who's going to dedicate his life to learning and keeping Torah. That's the kind. If the man ain't that kind of man, he's useless. And that ain't no diss to none of the brothers. But until you go Yah only, Old Testament only, Torah only, Tanakh only, you kind of useless out here. And you're in no position to instruct anybody. And that's why your women are gone rogue. And most of our women are renegades because the brothers are out to lunch. That's how you destroy your nation. Destroy the men. And it's easy to see Israelite men are out of their minds. Adam was out of his mind. And most of the men today, ain't nothing changed. You out of your freaking mind. Joshua the Levite says, Melissa Israel, shalom, sister. Melissa Israel says, shalom, my brother. Miss Ashley, what up, sis? Ashley says, hi, family. King David, and don't let the women be solid. They're actually all in Yah. No BS in the mix. Unbreakable. Exactly. Then see, people sling the word power couple around all the time. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. A real power couple, a man and a woman together, y'all only for real, not faking. That is a power couple. And you will be freaking unstoppable. Not men hating women and women hating men. No, but you're going to follow the biblical hierarchy in truth and righteousness in Torah. And you will both be extremely blessed. A man in his house will be extremely blessed because they're meditating on the laws of Yah day and night and bending over backwards to keeping them. Do you see that? Do you see that? King David says, so just imagine the kids and they kids and they kids be more positive born than wickedness. Why I'm very picky who I'm give my seed to. When I want a kid, especially now, I know than when I was careless. Now I know. Excuse me. Facts, King David. And I'm so glad that I wasn't just willy-nilly with my seed and just, because I could have easily got caught up and gave my seed somewhere where it should not have been. I don't have any children. And if I was to ever have children now, I'm so thankful that I know what I know now, so that I would not fall into that trap that the majority of the brothers fall in. Excuse me. Melissa Israel says, I meant man and woman union. B. King David says, we know typing fast for this autocorrect, especially on iPhones, be bugging. Yeah, dude. Melissa Israel says the only true union is a man in Yah and a woman in Yah, seeking Yah together. And the house is in order, children in order. There it goes right there. There it goes right there. Yah only has to be at the center of that. Miss Ashley says, I hope I'll meet a Yah only man. If not, hopefully maybe in the next life. Miss Ashley, I know what you mean. And I know a lot of our brothers and sisters don't want to hear this, right? But it's part of the curses. When we were in the land and we had the kingdom and we had the Levitical priesthood and everything, it would have been easy for men to find Yah only women, and it would have been easy for women to find Yah only men. But since we've been scattered and abused and the kingdom was violently taken away by Yah, now it's so hard for a woman to find a righteous man. And it's hard for a righteous man to find a righteous woman. Both of them damn near are extinct. So it's hard for both sides who want to be Yah only in righteousness. It's damn near impossible, it seems. And I know brothers and sisters don't want to hear it. None of us do. But I know for a fact some of us, we're only going to finally be able to experience true love from a man or a woman when we get the kingdom and get restored. A lot of us, we're not going to have a chance to experience that. Not the way we should. You may get a glimpse of it here and there, but the way we're supposed to, there are a lot of us out there. I'm just telling y'all the real truth, fam. A lot of us out there are not going to be able to really experience true godly love from the opposite sex until we get the kingdom, because of all the wickedness and all the uncleanness and all the foul spirits and defiledness all over the board. You know what I mean? It hurts, but it's true. Miss Ashley says, Melissa, I agree. True. Melissa says, I pray Yah gathers the small remnant. It will be wonderful. Yes. And like Brother Joshua the Levite asked to read Isaiah 1 and 14. I'm getting ready to get that. Coming out of the Yahweh Bible. And do y'all notice? Take notes, y'all. We had a 3-hour live stream yesterday about the Levitical priesthood and the Sabbath. Not one of the so-called Sabbath keepers reared their lying heads in that live stream. Did y'all peep that yesterday? Did y'all peep that? The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 14, like Brother Joshua asked, your new moons and your appointed feast, my soul hates. They are a trouble to me. I am weary of bearing them. Brother, they don't want to hear that. They don't care. They're still trying to force something like we still in the covenant. The covenant was broken thousands of years ago. All of us, family, are born into exile. The covenant was broken thousands of years ago. That's what it means when it says you're going to go a long time. It says many days. We are in those days, those many days right now. We shall go without an image, without a prince, without an ephod, without a sacrifice, all of that. Those many days are right now. We don't have a kingdom, no Levitical priesthood, no direction. We just out there. Do y'all see that? We are just out there. Look, let me read y'all a couple of parts from Genesis, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Genesis 2 and 17. Genesis 2 and 17. And look, I know a lot of you not going to understand this. You might not agree with this, right? We went over this before. According to this Yahweh Bible, this is not me saying this. According to this Yahweh Bible, Satan is a female. It ain't me saying it. The Yahweh Bible says that Satan is a female angel, not me. Now, I know some of you may say, well, what does that have to do with anything? If it's true, then it has a lot to do with everything. Not me. This is what the Yahweh Bible says. And see, this is not the New Testament. This is not the church. We don't try to write women out of anything on this channel. We're not going to tell the women to be quiet. We're not going to tell them that Paul garbage, you can't speak. None of that. Because women do have a role. And we're not going to act like all of the angels are only men. No, there are female spirits out there. Angels even, okay? We know a lot of people don't know that because that's not surface knowledge. On this channel, we go into the rabbit hole on here. We know that there are female invisible spirits out there. And according to the Yahweh Bible, it says that Satan is a she. Not me saying it. So don't get out of line. Don't get crazy. Don't get high strung emotionally. No need to get charged. I'm merely pointing out what's in this Bible. Genesis chapter 2 and 17 in the Yahweh Bible. Genesis 2 and 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of righteousness and evil, you must not eat. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Do y'all see that? Now let's hop to Genesis 3 and 17. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Hey, look, before we go there, let's go to Genesis chapter 3 and verse 14 in the Yahweh Bible. Now, hold on to your seatbelts right now for what we get ready to read, verse 14. So Yahweh said to the serpent, listen, listen. So Yahweh said to the serpent, because you have done this, you are bitterly cursed. I established you over all living things. Do you hear this? This ain't no regular snake or serpent now. He says, I established you over all living things. And I established you over all flesh on the ground. That's saying a lot, y'all. But your ability to bring forth life from the dust will be taken away. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? What? Did you hear that? The serpent had the ability at one point to create life from the dust of the ground. It says, but your ability to bring forth life from the dust will be taken away. How many people out there knew that the serpent at one time had power to create life from the dust of the ground? This Yahweh Bible is different. Do you hear me? But your ability to bring forth life from the dust will be taken away. You will go to your punishment, and you will be destroyed on that day by Yahweh who lives forever. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Hop down to verse 17. Then to Adam he said, because you have heeded the voice of your wife and eaten from the tree of which I commanded you, saying, you must not eat of it. Cursed will be the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat from it all the days of your life. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Fam, we are in a pickle right now. We're in a pickle. Genesis 3 and 19. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, for dust you were, and to dust you shall return. Did you know that the serpent also, at one point, before the serpent led humanity astray, the serpent was creating life from the dust as well? You see, there's a whole lot going on. Sound confirmation. There's a whole lot going on in the early parts of the scriptures. Okay, it's way more going on than people care to acknowledge. It's a whole lot going on. I know somebody out there can see what's being said today. Let me see. Turn with me. Let's go to Isaiah. I'm getting ready to let y'all get up out of here in a little bit, okay? But I'm trying to show you that things are out of order. The world is inside out, upside down. And women are ruling over you, and children are your oppressors. Okay? And this is not okay. It's not okay at all. And people are lying, acting like they got authority. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. Who are the people doing most of the shooting, the killing, the robbing, and the violent crimes in the community? Yeah, we got the older people acting a fool too, But a lot of the senseless brutality and the slayings and the violence is coming from the youngsters, the children, the kids. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. I know you see it. Eve wanted to usurp Adam, so she made a deal with the serpent, who is also a woman. At another time, we're going to come back and go deeper into this Yahweh Bible, because I know somebody out there thinks I'm making this up. I wouldn't dare play with you or play with the word of Yah like that. Just like you didn't know that the serpent had power to create life from the dust of the ground, you also didn't know that the serpent is a woman. Many of you don't even know that there's female spirits out there, but there are. This is not a channel where we try to lower women, try to hide them, try to uh talk down on them, tell them to be quiet like the New Testament. Hell no. We need men and women. We need women just as much as we need men. But we need men and women to follow the biblical order. And when you get out of line, especially on this channel, we gonna check you. When you bring the BS over here, we got to check you because we standing 10 toes down. Children are our oppressors and women rule over us. It's not good. Okay? Uh, uh. Hop down to verse 16 for a lot of you women in Israel. Yahweh also says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with outstretched necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tingling with their feet. Okay? This is that prideful Negro woman right here. Same spirit of Eve, same spirit of Jezebel. It's right here. And Yah has been spanking the Israelite women, just like he been spanking the men. Some curses he been riding down with the men only, and some curses he's been riding down on the women only. He got ways that he punishes us all collectively, and then he got ways that he punishes us individually. Okay? Y'all ain't playing. Y'all can keep hard in these times. So much of a hookup culture is strong. I be holding myself back. I'm young, in shape, energy high. Clothes people wear be having my mind in painful thoughts. See, I don't act super holy like the masses because I'm in the truth. I struggle too. Hey, King David, thank you for being honest and transparent, bro. And I think a lot of our brothers, all of the brothers, dealing with this in some shape, form, or fashion. And it's so much of a hookup culture. Nobody wants to be loyal to anybody. Nobody even has any morals. Definitely no godly morals. It's just all about hopping in the sack, getting as much as you can, and then leaving. That's how people are getting down today. Miss Ashley says, I got a glimpse of it here and there. It wasn't true or godly, unfortunately. Yeah, it hurts. Yes, it does. Melissa Israel says, I've been forced to be the head of my household. No father, no brothers. As a woman, I hate it. Yeah, I feel you, Melissa Israel. Sorry you had to go through that. King David says, damn, I know that's tough. Looking emoji. King David says, damn, I know that's tough. Yeah. Melissa says, all a part of the curses. Yeah, it is. King David says, now I got a thought. Not saying it's true, but what if all those who just reject what Yah said is the creation of Satan? I be thinking about that too, King David. He said, what if all those who reject what Yah said is the creation of Satan bloodline? Why they buck if they carry the DNA, even if it's a small amount? And King David, all praises to Yah. It's just like you said, saying King David. Not saying it's true. I'm saying the same thing you saying, King David, and I believe exactly what you're saying. And I've been thinking this too. Just a thought. What if this is true? Listen to this again. And see, some of y'all out there, you're gonna get offended, right? When you find out that Satan is a woman. I don't care about nobody's feelings. We care about reality. And we know that there's invisible spirits out there. And according to the Yahweh Bible, Satan is a woman. But I know somebody out there thinks I'm making it up. So one day this week, we're going to come on here. We're going to go live. We're going to read from the Yahweh Bible. And I'm going to let you hear it for yourself. Okay? period. And you didn't know that the serpent at one time had power to create life. That's not in your regular modern day Bible. It says nothing of the serpent having the ability. Not only was the serpent creating life, the serpent was creating life from dust of the ground, just like Yah. So the serpent can mimic creation and pass it off to me and you as a creation of Yah. Whole time, Satan is the creator. Do you see this? Like King David says, I'm not saying that this is true, but it's definitely a thought. Because why some of you just are intent on bucking the Levitical priesthood, this definitely got to be a thought right here. And this is another reason why they don't want you to know that the serpent was creating life. How much life did the serpent create? Just exactly what was this damn serpent creating? You hear that sound confirmation? And see, we do deep diving over here. And if you don't like it, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. But do y'all see that? I'm going to read this again. This King David, I think you on to something, bro. King David says, now I got a thought. Not saying it's true. But what if all those who just reject what y'all said is the creation of Satan? Bloodline. Why they buck if they carry the DNA, even if it's just a small amount. Something for all of us to think about. Not everybody was created by Yah. Okay, there's another bloodline out here, and this thing goes deeper than what we thought. We're gonna go into Satan being a woman, so people can't lie. Cause niggas already feel a certain kind of way about this channel, me included. They feel a certain kind of way about me. So do certain women. So they're gonna keep lying, and now somebody gonna come out there and be a simp or a feminist and claim that Mr. Real Talk, your brother, hates women. He's bashing women. Am I bashing women or am I bringing out the truth? We talked about it earlier. That's why I very rarely make videos directed to women, because women are not going to be held accountable. I've already come to grips with that. You can't tell women nothing. I already know that. I'm not going to lose no sleep over that because I've seen it a million times and I already know. Our women ain't no different from the men. They're all stiff-necked Negroes, neck harder than a pack of cinder block bricks on a construction site, and ain't nothing gonna change that. And I came to peace with that. It's just the way that it is. Negroes want what they want, and also not everybody was created by Yah. The serpent created things too. So you got to do a little self-evaluation of just exactly who created you. And why the hell you bucking so damn much? Food for thought for every one of us out there. J.R. Meadow says Esau got the biggest curse. Esau got a day coming, brother, and he won't get away. Melissa Israel says, wow, that's interesting, King David. Hell yeah, that's interesting. It's so interesting. We're going to be going into that. Because that would also explain a lot of you wicked Negroes out there. It sure enough would, that are just determined to buck no matter what scripture comes out. Yeah, we're going to shine a light on that spirit. King David says, why they end out being wishy-washy with the words to fill the satanic void in them. Yes. Hey, King David, you on to something. King David says, at Melissa Israel, like one of my elder told me, can't always be one-dimensional with the word. It's always Yah only at the end. It's no debate. But can't be the one-dimensional with everything. With the average, yes. With the average dude, yes. It's all about Yah only, but outside of that, you cannot be one-dimensional. Shout out to King David, and shout out to the nation of Israel who are starting to see. Look at this. Miss Ashley says, I knew Satan was a woman. Wow. Now, Ashley, how did you know that, Ashley? Did you read that in the book? Did you have a dream? Did Yah reveal that to you? Sister Ashley, please tell us. How did you know that, Ashley? And look, if you don't know how you know, that's okay too. Because here's what I found out. Here's what I see. Some of us know things, but we don't know how we know them. And it's only later in life something will happen to confirm what we already knew. I found out Satan was a woman by reading the Yahweh Bible. That's how I found out. But there were other things that I found out that I didn't read about it. Nobody told me about it. I just witnessed it. So that's how I know. Yah has a strange way sometimes how he reveals things to us. But how did you know that, Sister Ashley? Ashley says, no, I didn't know the serpent could create life. That's not good. Exactly. And doesn't that explain a lot, fam? Fam, I promise y'all, we're going to go into that this week. I promise you. King David says, why some want blood and some want life. Don't get me wrong. Some going off what they see in scripture, and some straight up, I don't care about the obedient forgiveness. I want blood sacrifice only. Facts, King David. Joshua the Levite says Amos 3 and 7. We're going to get Amos 3 and 7, and then I'm going to let you wonderful Hebrew Israelites get on up out of here. Can you dig it? I'm telling you, I thank Yah for all of my brothers and sisters worldwide, scattered into all nations, the men and the women. And to the sisters who can take this, I love you. And to the sisters who can actually hear this, you know I don't hate you. You know I'm not bullying you. You know I'm not picking on you. If you take a couple of deep breaths and you actually been listening to this, sister, you know that I love you. I'm talking to all of the women, all of the Israelite women scattered into all nations. This is what real love looks like. Not bowing down to you and being a simp and worshiping the ground you walk on because I want to have sex with you. That's not a man. That's a coward. And I know most of our women, you actually desire cowards so that you can put your foot on their necks and rule over them. I'm not a coward. My brothers are not cowards. We're going to tell you the truth, not because we want to bash you, but because we actually love you and we want to protect you. It's in a man's nature to protect not only his women that belong to him, like his I don't even want to use the word girlfriend, but a lot of people out there think they got girlfriends. I don't believe in that crap. That's either your woman or your wife. Your woman and your wife is the same thing. That's a woman who belongs to you. If that woman is yours, you're supposed to bend over backwards to protect her, to lead her, to provide for her, to take care of her, to make sure that she's good. And she cannot be good if you're lying to her. If you're bowing down to her and letting her run the household, that's not being good to her. Even though she might fight you for the power, it's not being good to your woman if you give her the power. Even though she might fight you for it, she doesn't really want it. And if you give it to her, she's going to resent you, low key hates you, and she's going to disrespect you for giving her the power that she demanded from you. Don't give it to her. You're the one in charge. You're the one running the household in righteousness, of course, not your foolish Negro pride. You got to be Yah only, and you got to be humble, and you got to be meek, and you got to know how to treat your wife or your woman. You got to know how to talk to her. You got to know how to comfort her. You got to know how to assure her that she can relax when she's around you because you got her. That's what a real man's going to do if he's Yah only. None of that Negro stuff. And if that woman's going to be a real woman, Yah only, guess what? She's going to follow the Levitical order. She ain't going to tell you we don't need the priest. That's a demon right there. And I'm telling you right now, drop that woman. Leave her today. Don't ever talk to her again. Not in a romantic way. Still love her, but the romance stuff, scrap it. Waste the time. And that's real love. Most of you women out there, you never seen real love. You seen simps. And so you want more of the same. Men of the Most High are not simps. They may have been simps at one time, but real men of the Most High, simp time is over. We taking our families back. We taking our nation back in righteousness. And we're restoring the Levitical order. And it doesn't matter who don't like it, the men or the women. Who cares if you don't like it? You ain't nothing but a rebel. And there is a slight possibility that if you're just determined to buck the Levitical priesthood, not saying it's a fact, all of you, but some of you, I know some of you, you got to be creation from the serpent. So you let that sink in and go ahead and act like you didn't see this live stream. I know many of you did. You don't want to see this live stream. And you don't want to consider the possibility that the serpent created you, do you? You better repent if you can. I don't know if somebody created by the serpent can repent. I don't know. Maybe you can. There are people walking around us for sure who are serpent created. Joshua the Levite says Amos 3 and 7. Here we go. Amos 3 and 7. Most assuredly, Father Yahweh will have no work other than the work he has prophesied in advance by his servants, the prophets. That's a heavy hitter right there, Joshua the Levite. And last I checked, none of the prophets said that the Levitical priests were women, Tessayah. Last I checked, Tessayah, there's no such thing as a lone wolf, standalone Levitical priest, man or woman. There's no such thing as a standalone Levitical priest. Either all of the Levitical priesthood is up and functioning, or none of them are. But Tessayah wants you and I to believe she has Levitical authority. Why else would she come under my sword and say, I'm from the tribe of Levi? The Sabbath is Saturday. She's trying to insinuate and insert herself, aka she's lying to you. Just another woman with the Eve spirit, Jezebel spirit. Listen to me, listen to me. She even goes as far to insinuate Levitical authority. You see how diabolical some of these women are? And I guarantee, I would be shocked if she repents. And she could. She got just as much chance as any one of us to repent. You think Tessa Yah's gonna repent? Only Yah knows. Is her neck gonna soften up and stop being a pack of bricks like the rest of these Negroes? Only Yah knows. King David says that's some satanic seed. Even it's showing us up as light, just like the Lucifer, good on the surface to the eyes, but dark and cold with bad intentions. I'm going to let it go off of that because it's easy to see. Many of you out there, you have dark and cold intentions. And guess what? Eve was not an innocent woman. No, she wasn't. Eve wasn't innocent. Eve knew what she was doing. She made a deal with the serpent, another woman, a spiritual deity which told her, you can be just as powerful as your husband Adam, if not more. I can show you something that your husband don't know. Do you see that? Tessa Yah is claiming to know something that nobody knows. She knows when the Sabbath is. And why does she know? Because she said so. Because she's from the tribe of Levi. Because she said so. Oh boy, all I can do is laugh. King David says, which go back way to the first Genesis. Yes, the liars of Israel. Now, some of you out there gonna start scratching your head as well as you should. And you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, was I created by Yah? Or did the serpent create me? Some of y'all gonna have to ask yourself that. And I know you're gonna be pissed off now. You're gonna have to ask yourself that. So go ahead and act like you ain't see this video. I'm talking to any self-righteous Negro out there, all of you, men and women. Go ahead and act like you ain't see this video. King David says, people never mention going off topic, but just go what we on. Laugh out loud. Why y'all said protected from evil, people how it's evil if Adam and Eve was first, it's not adding up. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff that ain't adding up, King David. It's a lot of stuff that ain't adding up. Stuff you can start to make a little more sense out of things when you see that Yahweh Bible and you see that the serpent had the ability to create life from the dust of the ground. And it tells you that Yah created you and me from the dust of the ground. So the serpent was out here creating things from the dust of the ground as well. I'm telling you, Just off of that alone, that changes the whole pretense of the whole Old Testament. If you want to be honest, because exactly how much stuff did this serpent create? Exactly how much stuff did this woman create, who is the serpent in the garden? And we're going to jump on that this week. We're going to bring it out in the Yahweh Bible. And some of you, you're going to have to go look in the mirror. Some of you hard-headed Negroes out there, maybe, I don't know, just, I know it. Somebody out there is created by the serpent. And you would only have to be able to figure them by their spirit, by their ways. And I see a lot of abominable, detestable thought processes by a lot of you so-called Yah only Hebrews out there. Which one of you are the creation of the devil, aka the serpent? Somebody got to wear that shoe. Yeah, y'all don't want to think about that. I know you don't. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Just one more time for the road. Not one of you prideful, arrogant, stiff-necked Negroes know when the Sabbath is. You're all liars. Perpetual liars, and you're thieves trying to steal the souls of men. You the devil that the Bible speaks of. And that's why you want to sidestep the Levitical priesthood. Some of you are literally descendants of the devil, the so-called devil, because it ain't just no one devil, but you're the seed of Satan. Some of you are walking around here with your chest poked out, talking about you an Israelite. You a freaking seed of the Satan, literally. King David says, and Satan was made like us, so it was probably doing all kind of wickedness. Then Yah made Adam then to protect the earth from what she made, breeding all kinds of giants, animals, and YNs. Just a food for thought. Tom X. Yeah, King David. That's a lot of food for thought. And you know what? I know some of you niggas out there right now, you are pissed. You're pissed. But for some of you out there, this is going to be a hardcore reality. You are not a creation of Yah. And guess what? And now they're going to say the Yahweh Bible is evil now. That's what they're going to say. The devils are being exposed. A bunch of damn liars, men and women, reprobates. Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. Don't listen to any man or woman. Okay, don't listen to these simps. Don't listen to anybody telling you that they're Levitical priests. They're all liars. There is no priesthood right now. Even if you are from the tribe of Levi, not every person in Levi was a priest. And even if you were from the line that were a priest, you ain't no priest right now. You got disbanded. You wicked, prideful nigga. Boy, I'm telling you, the most dumbest, stubbornest people on earth are the Israelites. Yah said we dumber than an ox and dumber than an ass. And he was not lying. Melissa Israel says there's enmity between the seed of the serpent and the seed of a woman. So the serpent has people. Yes. And you know what? Not all of them, but that's a good reason why we keep fighting with a lot of these people. Everybody who wants to do away with the Levitical priesthood, either they a wicked Israelite or that's a serpent. That's a serpent seed. You see that? And this is all going to get hashed out when y'all come. It's going to be a lot of people getting put to damn death. Not because I say so, because Yah says so. King David says 100, and that's in Torah. He points to what Melissa said. There's enmity between the seed of the serpent and the seed of a woman. So the serpent has people. King David says, can't wait for this topic next week. But Tav X for real though, laugh out loud, not replying. Love you, King David. You go out there and enjoy your family vacation. Hebrews, this month coming up, starting tomorrow, is the 30 days fruit fast. The month of June, nothing but fruits. I'm talking no veggies, no cakes, no pies, no pie a la mode, no creme de la creme, no peach cobbler, none of that garbage. Okay? Not calling it garbage, but you know what I mean. It's all about fruit only for 30 days. And to those who can't hang with fruits only, If you want to get you some veggies, go ahead and get you some veggies too. But if you can hang, do fruits only. And we'll be talking about that as well. But we're definitely going to be talking about how Satan is a woman and Satan got a creation out here. This week, we'll be going into it, as well as the fruits only fast for the next 30 days. It'll be starting tomorrow. Anybody who wants to join us, please, at midnight tonight. Nothing but fruits. And if that's too stiff for you, you can eat vegetables too. Get some nuts, vegetables. But if you can, fruits only. I'm going fruits only. King David going fruits only. Some of the other savage brothers out there and sisters, they gonna go fruits only. But if you can't hang, no problem. You got veggies too. Veggies are good for you. But fruits is on a whole nother level, and we will be talking about that throughout the month. Veggies is good for you too. I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm saying. And it's also good if you can drink your veggies. Veggies go down better in your system, absorb better when you drink them. But fruits, eat them, drink them, whatever. Okay? 30 days fruits only. If you can't hang with that, eat your veggies too. Either way, you are going to notice a major difference. You do fruits and veggies for 30 days. Don't eat no bread. Don't eat no rice, no cakes, no cookies, no chips, no Slim Jims, no now laters, no Boston baked beans, no peach cobbler, no pretzels, no nothing. Fruits and veggies only. And if you can go super hard, fruits only. Either way, you're gonna be winning after 30 days. And I guarantee after you do that, you're gonna start to consider making permanent changes to a degree. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Y'all willing, I'll see y'all tomorrow evening on the live. Or if not, because let me see, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. I know we're gonna be live on Wednesday and Friday. We might not do the live tomorrow. More than likely, we might not be live again until Wednesday. But for sure, we will be live Wednesday. But y'all know we dropping stuff all the time on here. So I'm not gonna leave y'all until Wednesday. But probably won't be another live stream until Wednesday, more than likely. Because we in captivity and I'm swamped with captivity. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be sure to check out my book on Amazon, Bootstrapped to Millions, live on Amazon. Link in the video description. I'm out. Miss Melissa Israel says, me too. Ashley, vegetables. Ashley says, yummy. Ashley says, take care. Joshua Levi says, Tarvex, love y'all. Tarvex to you, brother. Love you. Love you, Ashley. I love you all. King David, enjoy your family vacation, bro. Enjoy your time away from slavery, King David. And be safe, brother. Till next time, fam.